thoughts on Lane Kiffin leaving Ole Miss for LSU and not coaching the Ole Miss Rebels for the CFP?
I think it's an indictment on Lane, not for taking the job, but just the way he handled the process. Like me, or like a lot of people, I was fooled by the fluff piece that went out, the documentary a couple weeks ago. I've changed. I found peace. I do hot yoga, everything else. He is who he is. He's a narcissist. He has to have the spotlight about him. I would also argue that, again, like, sure, you want to take a job, fine, but go about it the right way. You're not the victim in taking more money to go coach at LSU. Lane Kiffin has a victim mentality, and regardless of the situation, he's going to shape it as he's
calling
the
me a
one.
hoe?
Yeah, he's going to go after a reporter. The reporter shouldn't have said that, but the analogy, makes sense. But all of this circus and spectacle that was around Lane Kiffin as the center of college football for the better part of 2 days. I mean, Marty Smith is got gray hair. He's been camped out so long. The poor guy. It's all about him. Lane Kiffin is about himself. And whether, you believe the reports that he wanted to coach Ole Miss and the players wanted him back. I've heard other narratives that the players said, forget that, just go. Whatever it is, again, my biggest takeaway is I would make the argument that it's a lateral jump because you've got an SEC team to a college football playoff, and B, you made it all about yourself, and C, again, you just resorted to the narcissistic ways that you said you were done with in that documentary that aired earlier this season. So in all of that to say, I hope Ole Miss goes on to be really successful in the college football playoffs. But at the same time, man, this was just a really bad situation. It did shed light on how poorly timed up the college football calendar is with the transfer portal, with the college football playoff, with seasons ending and being able to poach other coaches. I mean, it's the only sport in the history of the world where you can just poach other teams' coaches. So while they're still preparing for games. So just a total disaster of a situation. And the unfortunate part is these Ole Miss players kind of get the short end of the stick.
Vlad, you got anything?
I'm a cape for Lane. I'm gonna cape for him. Dude, I'm sorry. Baton Rouge is a better job than Oxnard. That's just plain and simple. They're just a more prestigious school, and they're gonna do more. I mean, think about it, bro. They just gave Brian Kelly how much money?
53 million.
53 million to go away. And listen, Vlad, I don't disagree with all of that.
James Franklin.
But if you're Lane Kiffin, isn't the idea of coaching, and if you're gonna, I'm finding holes in his argument that he prayed and God told him and everything. No, you wanted the job, just go take it. Don't make this about yourself.
Jake,
to have
you're absolutely right about
stay
this.
longer during the playoff.
Jake, you're absolutely right about that part. The one part I will say that I'm definitely upset with him. Not upset, but I can't co-sign. And I think this writer in the media game, this guy in the media game, Robert Latour from Black Sports Online, he made the best analogy. He said, because you know what? Kay Adams was trying to figure out what's going on with the Lane Kiffin situation, and he responded to her like this. Lane went up to Ole Miss and said, I want to get a divorce. I got a new side chick. I want to be with her. But before I leave, I want to stay in the house with the kids to celebrate Christmas.
Yeah, I saw that.
That is the best analogy there is, because that's the only part I'm upset with Lane. Lane, once you leave, no, bro, you can't come back and coach. Because think about it. If you win the national championship, if they let you coach, you win the national championship, then everybody's going to be like, why the hell are you leaving?
Exactly.
Yeah. No, I think that's a perfect analogy, and I agree 100% with it. And there was just kind of the same sentiment of that he's making himself the victim in all this, which divorces happen. You wanted a divorce.
Right. He was, and I give you that, because he was like, yeah, I respect what the athletic director is thinking, but nah, bro. Once you make the decision, it's over. I don't care. Yep. Once you make a decision, I'm sorry, maybe I'm petty, selfish, say what you want. But if you choose someone over me, there's no need for me to deal with you anymore.
Get
But
out.
I
Get
don't
out.
knock him if somebody's giving you a
Get out.
right, but I don't knock the fact that he took the job because it's like, dude, this is a great job. They're paying you $84 million for the next 7 years. You know, you're getting $12 million a year, and you'll probably get more. If you win, you're gonna get more. So there's going to be there's more. You're gonna succeed. I think you'll succeed a little bit more with the facilities and the money that they'll give to you in Baton Rouge.
But I agree, but that also isn't as impactful in 2025. Is that a big deal in 2019? Absolutely. Is
Well, he
LSU
doesn't like to
better
recruit.
job in-
2015 too. Also,
He doesn't like to recruit. So
right,
you
and
got
LSU
money.
recruits itself.
Right, you got money. Hey, how much you want from the NIL? Okay, cool. Sign with us. Like, if you know what I'm saying? Like, there's guys that really like to hit that recruiting trail and really show the players.
He's not one of them.
He's not one of them.
Right.
But there's coaches that, oh my God, you know, when Nick Saban Nick Saban will make, if he wanted to play, he might go visit the player 2 times as the player plays a game in high school. I don't think
it just goes
Lane
back
is trying
to
to do that.
It goes back to the hypocrisy of the reasoning and rationale that he provided. And in other parts of, oh, you know, my dad impacted all these people, this, that, and the other. Like, he was impacting people at Ole Miss. So miss me with the, I just want to impact the
But
kid.
he also said that he feels like he's an impactor of people. So he made his impact with them, and he wants to make another impact in somewhere else.
There's going to be a whole new roster that he could have impacted. This was about Lane Kiffin wanting the shinier, hotter girlfriend, and he left Ole Miss.
Duncan, listen, there are certain guys in sports that are nomads, okay? They have expiration dates. I've told you that so many times, Trevor. Jim Harbaugh, expiration date. Basketball, Larry Brown, expiration date.
Lenny Wilkins.
There's players that have Jimmy Butler down here was
Jimmy Butler, baby.
There's just guys. They'll make moves. They'll when they're part of your team, part of your culture, it's gonna be successful. They're gonna show out. They're gonna show out, and it's gonna be a great 5 years. But there's gonna come a time where it's either somebody else is gonna offer them a better deal, they're gonna want a better deal, and if you're not able to provide it for them, they're gonna be out. They're nomads. Like that's what they are.
Which is fine. Which is fine. Just say that. Just be who you are. Miss me with this puff piece documentary. Miss me with the hot yoga and trying to impact kids. It's about Lane Kiffin's ego, and it's about him wanting the LSU job, and that's fine. Just call it what it is. Don't make poor Marty Smith hang out there for 3 days.
That's my only problem. I felt bad for Marty. Like, Marty had to leave after Thanksgiving, spend a weekend in Oxnard. No disrespect to people in Mississippi, but I'm not trying to spend more than 24 hours in Oxnard.
Who does that?
40